We have just may have seen the greatest SmackDown after WrestleMania with the return of Aleister Black, the banger, the TLC banger match, and we got a new Women's United States Champion. But before we end these videos, with big thumbs up down below to subscribe button if you're new, because I'm on the road to 500 subscribers, and I really appreciate it before we get there before the end of the big 25. Anyway, let's hop into today's SmackDown after WrestleMania 2025. So the show started off with Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, and what happened to Tommaso Ciampa's face? Ciampa, I know you got a little cut in your jaw, but doesn't mean you have to shave off your entire facial hair. You could have kept a mustache, you could have kept some side, you could have kept something of a beard, or you could, I don't know, you could I don't know, you could have done something. You didn't have to shave off the whole thing. Also, we learned that the final hour of SmackDown was 1 hour commercial free, which was big W's for this match in the main event. But of course, the show started off with the never seen 17 John Cena Undisputed Champion coming out with a new shirt. And he just had made the ring announcer redo it, which just brings up a question. Cody Rhodes would never have the ring announcer redo his introduction because he doesn't care if the ring announcer messes up. Mistakes happen in life, but this man, John Cena, is so egotistical, so selfish that he wants to keep hearing his name, never seen 17 before. Keep hearing the last real champion. Keep hearing his name over and over again. He's just so egotistical, bro. That is disgusting and a disgrace for the WWE champion. Unbelievable we have this fool as champion. Unbelievable. After that, before he can even start talking, well, I hear voices crying, and I hear who's dying. Came out, we got a big pop. He says, John, there's a void missing in you. And ever since I met you 25 years ago, you've always been the same. You've lived on the 3 words: hustle, loyalty, and respect. But recently, you have lost loyalty, you have lost respect, and you have lost hustle. And there's a void missing inside you, and I know what that void is, and that is because you don't got kids, John. You don't have kids. You've made a Make-A-Wish, the most granted Make-A-Wishes of all time, but you don't have kids, and I know that all those Make-A-Wishes that you've done meant something to you because every time you left them, a part of you were with them. And I know it wasn't just a number for you, John. I know it wasn't just a number for you. And he kept going on and said, you are missing kids. You need a kid to fill that void. And John says, you are disgusting. Thinking the void in me that you are a parent and you have kids that you love. Good for you. But for the last 25 years, I've been having to raise these people when their parents didn't want to. You see that 6-year-old right there? He flipped me off. He gave me the finger. That is so unclassy. And hey, kid, don't bring a knife to a gunfight. You will understand. And he just started doing his heel-ish and stuff. And Randy says, no. Randy says, no, John. The reason why you're in Hollywood is because of the WWE. The reason you're in WWE and a legend is because of these people. And I need to take my sights on that championship. And now you hate these people. You used to love these people. You used to adore these people. You used to stick up for these people. But now, you're just a guest. You're nothing more than just a guest since you're in acting now. And I've never left. I've never left, John. And just kept saying, these people made you. They're the reason why you're in WWE. WWE is the reason why you're in acting. And their fans are also the reason why you're in acting. And John says, I used to actually believe what these people think. I used to thought that what they said mattered, Randy. I really did thought that. I used to I used to agree with you, but I realize I don't need any of them. I don't need any other single kid in this arena, any person in this arena, because I'm the better. He made fun of a 100-year-old man. He said, that guy right there dresses up like me to feel good. And that guy, that 100-year-old man, says he's 100 because it makes him feel good. It's one of the only things he's accomplished in life. Bro made fun of a whole 100-year-old, bro. And he said, shut your mouth, Randy. And he says, I'm better. And blah, 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 blah. And he says, Randy, this championship needs to be defended somewhere special. And it will be me, you, we're the undisputed championship at Backlash. And Randy, you have no excuse if you lose. Because you are at home with your wife and kids. You're in your hometown. And if you lose, that just shows that you'll never get the 15. And tax Randy Orton by throw him the title, hitting him in the face, beating him up, kicking him like And then Randy he tries to hit Randy with the title, but then Randy hits a RKO on Jonathan Felix Anthony Cena. Hulk grabs the world title, pulls it above his head, and not gonna lie, that title looks good on Randy. Could we see the 15-time champion at Backlash? I mean, it's a possibility. I feel like John is not a champion that is unstoppable like Cody Rhodes or Roman Reigns. I feel like this is a very, 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 very weak champion, John Cena. He already got the 17-time champion, so he could get the title taken off of him literally at any moment in time. Like, it could literally be today. I mean, anyway, it was officially announced. It will be Randy Orton versus John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship at Backlash St. Louis. And they showed this like 3 times at this point, bro. It got annoying, but it's official. Why does Randy look so fat? Oh no, maybe I'm tripping. Anyway, we got Fraxium making their WWE main roster debut, and I'm so glad I finally get to cover Axiom on this YouTube channel. I love them in NXT. They're the greatest NXT tag champs of all time, in my personal opinion. And let's be honest, they're just phenomenal wrestlers. Nathan Frazier is like a Seth Rollins hybrid, trained by Seth Rollins. Axiom, just incredible, honestly. I'm so glad they faced Lost Garza for free. So yeah, they did this. Bro, this was basically a Fraxium coming out party with these nasty moves. Frazier going flying, Fraxium flying up in the air, the big drop kicks, the cross bodies, the nastiness, and of course Lost Garza doing their signature toss, military press toss off the top rope. And then, of course, to end the match was a Spanish fly into a Phoenix splash. 1, 2, 3, the classic Fraxium win. And to make their main roster debut. This was just absolutely beautiful. I'm so glad they're on the main roster. But can someone please explain me why they're not on Raw? Raw's this way, SmackDown's this way, greatness is this way, and mediocrity is this way, where Fraxium needs to go to help the mediocrity become awesomeness. You understand me? Okay, I think we're on the same stage, right? Okay, next, the WWE Women's Champion and retain against Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 41, Night 1. King comes out and basically says, I'm the next next Charlotte Flair. No, I'm the next Tiffany Stratton, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, I forgot what she said. But Jade Cargill came out, and I was super hyped that she came out because if you remember my predictions where I said who will dethrone every champion, I said Jade Cargill will dethrone Tiffany Stratton, and they had a match for the championship. I said, No, 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 no way, it's happening. No way, it's happening. I was gonna lose my mind if I had two predictions right, bro. I was gonna lose my flipping mind if I had two championships right. I'm not even gonna lie. And she said, I came to WWE after the Naomi thing is done, so, and I came for WB for championships, and I want championship gold. So Tiffany and Jade had a match, and I'm happy to report this was a better. And then Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton, that garbage match. These two actually have chemistry. Tiffany doing her classic moves, Jade doing her sit-out powerbomb, and this was a sit-out powerbomb when Tiffany did her thing where she landed their shoulder here and the shoulder here when she picks them up, like doing a cartwheel, pick her up, Alabama slam, but instead picked her up hair with a power bomb after Tiffany tried to do that. And that's how it's supposed to be done, Charlotte. Now get better chemistry. And then this big superplex off the top ropes. But of course the match got ended by caution. Naomi got beaten up for no reason. But then, after Jade Cargill got beat up, Tiffany was having a stare-off with Naomi, but Naomi backed off because Nia Jax jumped Tiffany Stratton and put her with the Annihilator and held up the Women's Championship. And let me just tell you, I don't want to see another Nia Jax world title reign for a little bit. I want this title to stay on Tiffany, but if they can, have Nia versus Tiffany Backlash. Have Tiffany beat Nia clean, so we can finish this feud and have Nia Jax not go after this championship. I actually would like her to go after women's mid-card because, honestly, I don't want to see another Nia Jax title reign, world title reign, at least yet, because I don't feel like, me personally, I don't really want her as champion, and I don't feel it. I don't feel it in my heart, so I think we should find someone new like Jade Cargill to take the title off of her. I think that would be perfect. That would be perfect for me personally. Anyway, Solo Sikoa started talking. Said, I'm the reason that Jacob Fatu was United States champion. I'm the reason. Nobody in my family wanted to bring him in because he's too dangerous. But I'm the one who bring him in. I was the one who gave him this United States championship. I'm the reason. But then Jacob said, nope, give me that microphone. And said, yo, I'm the reason why I'm United States champion. You said, yeah, I mean, you dig? I always want to say you dig because I feel like that's just better. You say, yeah, I mean, you dig? Fat too. Anyway, Ellen Knight says, nah. I hit you, big mouth with the BFT, and I want my rematch tonight. And then Drew McIntyre comes out for some odd reason and says, now I finished with Damian Priest. I want some gold. I wanted to go after John Cena, but because since he's a punk and Randy Orton went after him, I couldn't. So why am I in United States Championship gold? And then Ellen and I said, oh, yawn. Look at him, he's just chilling. He's like, yawn. Can someone tell me when this big Scottish man stop talking, please? And Drew McIntyre says, do you with the jokes, right? And he said, oh, by the way, your Intercontinental Championship, United States Championship title run was absolutely garbage and mediocre. And Ellen and I said, oh, really? I would say the same thing about your title reign, except I don't remember the last time you held a championship, which is a crazy line to say. Because that is true. Drew McIntyre hasn't held a championship since, 2021? Oh my god. Put the title on this man, Drew. Well, I mean, if you don't count the World Heavyweight Championship win at WrestleMania 40, like a full proper title reign, that he didn't have one until 2021. So that's insane, bro. Disrespect is crazy. Anyway, this ended up in a match later in the night, so yeah. Anyway, it was Zelina Vega versus Chelsea Green for the Women's United States Championship in the Secret Herbish, even though they were not supposed to be at ringside, I think. We're still there. Kind of made Zelina Vega's trip. And the reason why there's only 2 pictures is because I needed to go to the bathroom. And by the time I got back, this is what I saw. So I pressed quick enter, and I had bad diarrhea. So I'm not gonna lie, but all I came back to is I saw Zelina Vega hit a code right out nowhere. 1, 2, 3, and we have a new Women's United States Champion. Zelina Vega become the second Women's United States Champion, which congratulations to Zelina Vega. She definitely deserves it. She's definitely earned it for the past couple of years. Her cooking in matches, her promo abilities, and her in-ring ability is just over the top and crazy to me. Congratulations to Zelina for winning her first championship in the WWE. Congratulations. Next up, we got the amazing Carmelo talking about how he's the greatest Andre the Giant more memorable Battle Royale winner. And when it's all said and done, and he says, I'm going to go out there and make a name for myself. And basically, Miz kind of caught like a really, really good promo. Says, I'm a 20-year-old vet. How do I get caught off of WrestleMania? I beat John Cena in the main event and retain the WWE Championship. But when Randy needs an opponent, can't be in there. When Rey Mysterio gets injured, he takes a guy who's been here for 2 weeks, and I couldn't be here when I've been here for 20 years. And I'm going to remind people why I am awesome. And we had the return of Aleister Black. His old theme song is back too. Thank the Lord he didn't get Death Rebel. This is a time to celebrate. He didn't get Death Rebelled. Congratulations to Aleister Black. That might be the hardest thing to ever do, not get Death Rebelled. I'm not gonna lie. The candle, the sit-up, like just like I remember in 2K, he came up with the. Ooh, he also got a pretty nice pop. I'm not gonna lie. He did his cross legs. He stood there, and Miz walked up and said, "What are you doing?" And he just got caught with a black mass out of nowhere. And then he sat down, walked out of the ring. And that was the return of Aleister Black, which led to a match next week, with Aleister Black versus The Miz in whatever towns in Iowa. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know any towns in Iowa. Anyway, it was official that Bianca Belair is taking time off because of that broken fingers. And now I'm thinking, broken fingers are tough, bro. That is crazy. They must hurt like a. You know. Just insert the word you think is going to go there. But that sounds painful, bro. Hopefully, Bianca gets better soon, but she will be taking some time off, and she says she will be back though. So, yeah. Next up, we got LA Knight versus Drew McIntyre, and this was a pretty solid match. Basically, the real stuff that happened, though, is that Drew McIntyre got hit with a Megastar elbow, guy bounced off the head like a bully toy. But, ended up what happened was a solo Samoan spike, LA Knight threw him back in the ring, but then before Drew McIntyre go for the Damian Priest pulled him out of nowhere, threw him against the barricade, started beating him up, choke slammed him through the announcer's table, and out of nowhere, 2 went flying and hit a double springboard moonsault on LA Knight, and I'm thinking this might set up a 4-way at Backlash. 5-2, Knight, 5-2 Knight, McIntyre, and Priest. I think that could be something interesting they could do for the United States Championship as Jacob's first defense, and he just dog walk them booties at Backlash, and I think that would be the first defense for Jacob Fatu. So yeah. Anyway, John Cena ran into R-Truth, and I started dying laughing, bro. This man says, John, bro. He said, John, bro. I respect you. You're the last real champion. You're a real champion. He said, when I grow up, I want to be exactly like you. While he's sucking on a lollipop. And John didn't say anything. He just walked away. And Jimmy says, bro, Cena's a punk. And R-Truth said, nah. He's a real champion. And when I grow up, I want to be exactly like him. And Jimmy says, "You are grown up." So I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, yes, this is what I was talking about. Aleister Black versus The Miz. So yeah. And now I need to remember how to spell Aleister because I didn't know how to spell Aleister. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Anyway, it was time for the TLC match, which was a crazy match. Drop kicks. It was for the first 2 seconds. It was crazy. Literally, tag team moves, crazy. And then all of a sudden, Chris Sabin gets hit face first, actually temple first in the head with a steel chair, like boom. And like I don't even know if he was okay. Then Hawkins picked up Gargano and threw him against the LED thing. And then when they tried to go up there, didn't work out. Ciampa got sent into the ladder. Then I feel bad for Dawkins' balls. They got stomped on, and I'm pretty sure they're mushy now. And he got hit with a chair in the face. So yeah. Anyway, Montez jumped over the turnbuckle LED and almost went over the barricade, which is insane. And then Gargano hit a Pater off the ladder on Montez Ford. And then this was a nasty big ending off the ladder from to Gargano, and then this crazy ladder spot. This was a nasty chair spot. This was also a nasty chair spot where Alex Shelby had a chair on his head. He just got whacked in the side of the head with a chair on his head with another steel chair. Nasty. That was a crime, Johnny. And then just steel chairs to the back of Angelo Dawkins' head. Then DIY set the back ladders so the edge of the chairs were pointing up like this. And then it didn't really work out for DIY because they thought Dawkins was going to get in. But Dawkins ended up giving it to Gargano, who went back first in the steel chairs. And then a blockbuster from the outside when Montez jumped out of the ring, grabbed, I don't even know, it was either Tommaso Ciampa, I think, and then got caught by Chris, the DIY and Motion Machine Guns. And then a literal prosthetic leg was used as a weapon. That leg is now worth millions. Actually, don't sell it, actually. And then a first table bump, and then Montez literally went insane, doing a whole tope over the top rope, landing on Ciampa through the table. And then Ciampa did a white noise through the ladder to Montez, nasty. And then a cross in Skull and Bones through the table to Gargano. But then there was a table set up underneath where Dawkins climbed the ladder to spear Ciampa off the what the hell? Speared Ciampa off the thing onto the table, and then Montez got in this sticky situation. Somehow he ended up climbing back up there, knocking both Gargano and Sabin off the ladders, grabbing the tag team championships off the thing, and winning the match as the Street Profits are still your WWE Tag Team Champions. This was one of the best TLC matches I've ever seen. In my personal opinion, the best I've ever seen, because I haven't watched any of the Dudley Boys, Hardy Boys, Edge and Christian matches. Even though I know they're great, I know the iconic Hardy, Jeff, and Edge spot. But in my personal opinion, this is the best one I've watched. So yeah, this was a nice brutal match. There's a bunch of table spots, ladder spots, bunch of brutal chair spots. And let me just tell you, there was like 5 different spots where the chair got thrown at someone's head in this match, which was insane. But I've loved this SmackDown, and I would say this might have been the greatest SmackDown after WrestleMania of all time. What do you guys think about it? Comment below. Anyways, drop a big thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I'm out. Have a beautiful rest of your day. See you tomorrow. I need to go grab a drink of water. Anyway, see you tomorrow. Bye.